The story opens on an island formed from the wreckage of an abandoned cargo ship, where dozens of Buzz Lightyear-style toys have survived and built a life for themselves. One night, gazing up at a bright star, they resolve to reach it and set off on a hopeful journey. Back with Bonnie, glimpses of Jessie's emotional past with her former owner are revealed, though for now, she continues riding alongside Bonnie, who plays happily with her favorite toys, even staging a playful wedding between Forky and Combat Carl. Before long, the toys begin noticing something troubling. Bonnie desperately wants to connect with the children living nearby, but is too shy and anxious to approach them. Jessie sneaks over to investigate and discovers that the neighborhood kids almost never go outside, spending nearly all their time on tablets, while their own toys gather dust. Things take a turn for the worse when Bonnie's parents, hoping to cheer her up, buy her a tablet called LilyPad. From that point on, the toys watch with growing dread, as Bonnie spends more and more of her days staring at the screen. When the toys confront LilyPad directly, they find it wants Bonnie's attention entirely for itself, dismissing Jessie as an outdated relic and insisting its apps can serve the girl far better than any toy ever could. The tension between Jessie and LilyPad escalates quickly, and at one dangerous moment, Bonnie nearly catches them all talking, though a friend finder app conveniently distracts her before she can. Meanwhile, Buddy continues his mission of rescuing abandoned toys across the region and manages to reach Jessie by communication device. She tells him everything, confessing her deep fear of losing Bonnie the same way she lost her previous owners. Determined not to let history repeat itself, Jessie sets a new mission for herself, helping Bonnie form genuine, real-world friendships. Around this same time, the Buzz Lightyear-style toy group arrives in town and begins moving through the area like undercover spies, searching for a way to continue their journey toward the stars. Bonnie receives an invitation to a slumber party organized through one of LilyPad's apps, and Jessie tags along, hoping to give Bonnie a real shot at connection. But when they arrive, every girl at the party is glued to her own screen, communicating only through devices. Bonnie leaves her toys behind entirely and brings only her tablet. Jessie pushes forward with her mission anyway, but everything spirals out of control. She and Bullseye tumble to the ground and are accidentally collected by a pair of elderly strangers, ending up at a stable far from Bonnie, separated from each other with no idea when they might reunite. The toys back home grow deeply worried, and just as the anxiety peaks, Buddy arrives and is quickly filled in on everything. Jessie, meanwhile, convinces a small pig toy to help her escape the stable, but the plan goes sideways when the pig leads her instead to a small house full of toys, who welcome her warmly, but prove far too insistent about keeping her there. Realizing they have no intention of letting her leave, Jessie manages to escape anyway, and one of the toys there agrees to help her track down Bullseye. The Buzz Lightyear group, continuing their own separate journey, befriends several wild animals along the way until one of their members is discovered by a child, prompting the rest to launch an immediate rescue mission. Jessie infiltrates a nearby house in search of batteries for her electronic companion, and during her stay, hears from several toys who confess they too miss the attention of their original owners. Eventually, she makes her way to a young woman's bedroom and is stunned to find it filled with objects that closely mirror memories from her own former owner's life. She finds Bullseye there too, and realizes, with breathless surprise, that she has stumbled upon the home of the very person who once owned her. Torn between leaving immediately and staying, she notices the woman seems to be going through a difficult time, and cannot bring herself to walk away. Back home, Buddy and the group learn that Bonnie has returned from the slumber party, having failed to make any real friends, and that Jessie and Bullseye are still missing. LilyPad confirms the toys are gone, but withholds the full truth, and the rift between the tablet and the toys deepens, until LilyPad maneuvers Bonnie's parents into putting the remaining toys safely away, making it appear as though Bonnie is simply outgrowing them. Buddy and Buzz manage to stay hidden and begin investigating what really happened to Jessie. Back at the young woman's house, Jessie rallies the other toys there to help cheer the woman up, and when she finally notices Jessie and recognizes her, she begins playing with her again, just like old times, and for a brief, beautiful moment, everyone forgets their troubles. Buddy and Buzz, seizing on a moment when LilyPad's battery runs out, push back against the tablet's control and work to remind Bonnie how much her toys mean to her, especially making her notice that Jessie and Bullseye are missing. Jessie and her new companions eventually manage to contact Bonnie's tablet and arrange for the girl to travel to the young woman's house to retrieve the missing toys. But Bonnie's anxiety around unfamiliar people overwhelms her, and she leaves without them, her parents assuming the toys simply do not belong to her. Refusing to give up, Jessie calls on the horse she met earlier and sets off after Bonnie on her own. Buddy, who had been nearby supervising, gets captured by the Buzz Lightyear group who mistake him for a threat, but Buzz steps in quickly to clear things up, and everyone combines forces for the rescue. By the time they reach the location, Jessie is already gone, and fresh complications with local toys slow them down further, though they eventually land on an unusual and daring solution that requires real courage and notably, the ability to ride. Bonnie, meanwhile, grows unusually thoughtful and quiet. LilyPad begins to understand that her difficulty making friends has never truly been about a lack of technology, that the problem runs far deeper than that. In an unexpected act of selflessness, LilyPad arranges to have itself donated away, believing it is the only way to stop hurting her. Jessie, struggling with doubts of her own, begins wondering whether Bonnie truly wants her around anymore, and considers whether it might be time to find a different path. She tries to convince Bullseye to return to the stable, where he would be well cared for, but he refuses to leave her side. Shortly after, Jessie finds herself standing at the very tree where she was abandoned years earlier, and discovers a sign confirming that it really happened. Then with Bullseye beside her, she uncovers something that completely reshapes how she understands her own past. Her very first owner actually came back to find her, but by the time he returned, she was already gone. The revelation floods her with long-buried memories and emotions. At that moment, Bullseye spots movement in the distance. It is Buddy and Buzz, and they have not come alone. The entire Buzz Lightyear group has arrived, mounted up like a cavalry. The newer toys look at Jessie with genuine admiration, treating her like a legend, but the original Buzz gently reminds them that she already has her own path, and has nothing left to prove. In that moment, Jessie understands something she has been carrying for years. Memories of the past do not have to be painful. Toys walk alongside children through particular stages of life, helping them grow, imagine, and discover the world. And when the time comes to move on, being left behind does not mean being forgotten. It means a purpose was fulfilled, exactly as it was meant to be. It also comes out that LilyPad distanced itself from Bonnie deliberately, out of genuine care for her. Learning this, Jessie realizes that technology and toys do not have to be enemies. One helps children learn and communicate, while the other nurtures imagination, creativity, and emotional growth. And the real goal has always been finding the right balance between the two. With that understanding settled in everyone's hearts, the whole group sets off to rescue LilyPad. The tablet is trying to climb down from a moving truck it is stranded on, while Jessie and the others push through every obstacle imaginable. Difficult terrain, massive jumps, curious dogs, one unexpected challenge after another, until they finally reach the vehicle and find it. Jessie talks to LilyPad honestly, explaining that Bonnie needs both kinds of companionship, that neither toys nor technology should replace the other, and that together they can help her grow in the best possible way. Then something remarkable is revealed. LilyPad discloses the true nature of the newer Buzz Lightyear-style toys. They are advanced flying drones, and with that capability the group can move through the sky far faster and finally execute their plan. Everyone splits up to handle their separate tasks, and before parting ways Jessie and Buzz share an emotional goodbye, wishing each other well, and hoping their paths will cross again. Buzz and the others work to return everything to Bonnie's room as naturally as possible, as though the toys had simply come back on their own, while Jessie focuses on helping her former owner work through whatever has been weighing on her. Thanks to that effort, the young woman decides to visit Bonnie's house herself to return the toys and offer the girl a genuine new friendship. At first, Bonnie retreats behind her tablet, too nervous to speak, and the young woman struggles to reach her. But then, Bonnie realizes she could truly lose Jessie and Bullseye forever, and that fear gives her the courage to finally start talking. Little by little, the two of them open up to each other and become real friends, and soon, they are playing together with all the toys, while joy fills the room. In the middle of the celebration comes a very special moment. The wedding between Buzz and Jessie, with all the toys gathered to witness it, and the new friends heading off together to gather everything needed for the ceremony. Jessie cannot help but feel deeply happy watching it all come together, and even LilyPad smiles, understanding that the differences between them have finally been resolved. The girls return shortly after, and the wedding continues, complete with one last lighthearted twist, when a dinosaur appears, claiming to have once been Buzz's fiancée, drawing laughter from everyone, and keeping the celebration going. In the distance, Buddy watches the whole scene with a quiet smile, knowing his friends have found exactly where they belong, and are in good hands. As the fun continues, Bonnie's happiness and her new friendship become contagious throughout the neighborhood, and little by little, more children set their tablets aside to go outside and play together, building new friendships and creating memories that will stay with them for years to come.